It is January, so I'm going to talk about what I do for my garden in January. It is very, very cold everywhere. Everything is frozen solid. My mulch is stuck together and frozen. I have some, whoa, cold. I have some frozen, they're frozen mustards here. So there's not a lot to do out here, but if it was a little warmer, well, a lot warmer, I'd be able to turn my compost and maybe dig around a bit, move some mulch, but it is January and everything is frozen solid. Another thing I like to grow in January, about 15 to 18 weeks or so before my frost ends, is microgreens and sprouts. So I have sprouts here. These are really good. I like to eat these and give them to my quail too. They really love them. I'm over here to drain. I just rinsed them here. I'm getting ready to eat them actually. And I have some peanut shoots here. These are just peanuts that I got from the store. They're nothing special or anything. And I just planted them. Raw ones, of course, not cooked ones, but you just break them out of the shell and plant them. Try not to, that brown papery husk that's around the peanut, try not to break that or try to keep that intact, or it may not germinate, but I have no trouble at all. I just put them in here overnight to soak in water and then drained them and then put them in my soil here. And when you do microgreens, you got to keep them pressed down because there's so many of them. They'll grow all over the place and it pushes them up out of your soil. So for the first, until they really start to grow like this, I put a weight on them, like just another tray like this that I made, and I just fill it with water and set it on top, and it keeps it pressed down while they're germinating so that they grow all over in the bottom there. But if you want to, see how to grow sprouts and microgreens, there's all kinds of channels out there and all kinds of things that people can explain it way better than I can, but it's really, really delicious. These peanut shoots here, they taste kind of like a green bean. I mean, I think they all kind of taste like green beans. I say that a lot, but they are really good. They taste like a fresh green bean. And then I give them to my quail and I eat them too. Once they get a little longer, I'm gonna cut them all, just trim them. Because the peanuts are way too large for them to eat, and they're really high in fat, which is, they really need more protein than fat. So these are lower in fat and still have high amounts of protein and nutrients, the shoots. So I eat them, they're really good for you. And like I said, they taste really good. It's something fresh that you can grow in the middle of winter. I have these smaller ones here that I put in pots that I took out from in here, just because I want to get them to grow bigger and just have fun with them as winter goes along. I think it's interesting. Eating a little piece here. It's really good. I have lots and lots of sunflowers that I started here. And it can give you fresh produce, and these take maybe a week to grow. And you have something that you can snack on or add to salads. I like to feed these to my quail because they can't really eat peanuts, they're too large for them, but they can eat the greens. And the same for sunflower seeds, these are the big mammoth ones, so they have a hard time eating them. See how it's kind of all grown together in like a mat? And I just tear off chunks of it and stick it in there. And the quail really, really, really love it. It's really good for them too. This is just one more thing you can grow in the middle of winter to supplement your diet, supplement your animals' diet. If you have pets, chickens or quail, or other things that will eat sprouts and greens and plants, they really, really love them. Another thing that I like to do this time of year is start some of my seeds and go through and make sure I have everything, all my seeds ordered, and make sure that I have everything that I want. These are things here. This is not everything. I'm planting a lot more than this, but these are just some things that I want to try for the first time this year. Some Tom Thumb lettuce. I've never heard of that. This type of cucumber I've never heard of. Thought this was really interesting. 4th of July hybrid. I want to grow some larger ones, so I got some beefsteak. This I thought was interesting. Cloudy Day hybrid. Thought that was strange, so I picked that up at the store. Cucamelons. Mouse melon. I think it's also called a Mexican sour gherkin. I don't know. Some of these banana peppers. These I thought were interesting. Baby Roma tomatoes. Then all my herbs. These are the things I'm going to start now. Also want to try growing some red okra. I've never grown okra before, so this will be cool. I like okra, but I've never grown it. And then I saw this red kind, and I was like, wow, that's really cool. So I'm really going to try to grow it. It looked like it was really, really prolific and grew really well for a lot of people. Hopefully I will get the same results. This here I'm really excited to grow. The Lady Godiva pumpkin. They call it that because it doesn't have, the seed is pretty much like a hulless seed. You don't have to take it out of its shell and eat it. It's very cool. I'm excited to grow these because these are excited to grow them for the seed. So I'm really excited for that because I really like pumpkin seeds and they're really good for you. So I want to try eating more of them. And of course I can feed them to my quail. I also got this ornamental broom corn, but of course I will be eating it and giving it to my animals and things. I think it's going to be really, really pretty. So enough about the seeds that I'm going to be growing later for the first time, and on to seeds that I need to grow right now. Because right now in the middle of winter, or for me in January, about, like I said, 15 to 18 weeks before my last frost, I need to start my onions from seed. And I need to start my herbs. I need to start my herbs now because, for one, I'm growing them in pots, so it's not going to be too much of a problem. Then I might transplant them to the ground later. But they take so long to germinate, and they take so long to grow. They're so slow growing. So I really need to start them now in order to get them to grow. So I have a couple types of my cats are jumping around. So I have a couple types of rosemary here. This kind here that I got at the store, and this kind here I got at the seed library. So I don't know which one I want to try. I'm going to try both because I haven't had good luck with it germinating. Like I said, I need to start now because it takes so long. But this year I also have a heat mat, so that'll help out. Some catnip, and then I have some basil here. I have a couple different kinds. I really want the dark purple, so I think I might just skip on trying to plant that and just try to do all these. And I have some thyme, some cumin, and some sage. I really, really want to try growing cumin because I eat it all the time. And so I thought, wow, I could try growing my own. Right now is the perfect time to start celery because celery takes so long to sprout and so long to grow. So I really need to start it now. So since I'm going to be starting seeds indoor, I'm going to have to worry about fungus gnats. So I have mosquito dunks. Mosquito dunks are the wonderful, wonderful cure for fungus gnats. This is organic. It's safe. It is what it is. This disc here is like a styrofoam, and it floats. And what you do is throw it in a couple gallons of water, and there's a probiotic bacteria on here that then gets in the water, and then you use that water to water your plants. And then the water then gets in the soil and kills the fungus gnat larvae, so it stops the cycle of them, and then they go away. And said it's organic, it's completely safe. It is a type of BT, which is not the same type of BT that's in that genetically modified corn, which is also a different thing. Like, so this BT is not going to, affect bees or anything like that are going to land on it and take it back to their colony or anything like that. Like I said, this is the kind that only survives in water. So you have to repeat the process every time you water, because once you water it, it won't stay in the soil. Once the soil dries back out, the bacteria will die, and you'll need to repeat the process. So this is completely safe. I know that, like I said, a lot of people, when they read that it's a BT, they think of, the genetically modified BT corn and plants, and they freak out and think that it's dangerous. This is not dangerous at all. It's completely safe. It's completely harmless. It's already existing in the soil and in other places. It's fine. But this works great. It is safe for you to use. It's not like a pesticide or anything. So it's wonderful, and it will work. It is amazing. It works for fungus gnats the same as mosquitoes because the way their larvae are, it affects them the same. But it works. It works really, really well. So I suggest if you're doing seeds inside to get mosquito dunks. So I think they have like mosquito pellets and things like that, and just soak them in water and then use that water because it's like a miracle cure for fungus gnats. With starting herbs and onions this time of year, it's also a really great time to make seed tape. And all you need to do is get the cheapest toilet paper you can find. The cheaper the better, because you want something like a single ply toilet paper. And if you can get just the double, then just kind of pull it in half, and then you'll have twice as much because you went real thin. I have a video on how to make seed tape. It's really, really easy. But I just take, I'll just take a piece here like this. I have some this white glue. This is just from like the Dollar Tree. But you want just like Elmer's glue, school glue, non-toxic white glue, and the kind that's washable. That way, you want washable. That way, when it rains and it's wet, and it'll dissolve around your seed. Because what you do is this saves you like spacing. So if I was doing onions, I'm not going to do onions like this, but here, I'll do radishes. If I was going to make, I'm going to be planting these radishes, so I'll make like a radish seed tape. And it says to plant them every 2 inches. So what I'm going to do, instead of having to just sprinkle them everywhere and then thin them out every 2 inches, I will just take and measure 2 inches on here, and every 2 inches put a drop of glue, every 2 inches, and then take a radish seed or two and put it every 2 inches in that drop of glue, and then just fold this over top of it. And it's also a great time to hang out with your cat and check your bulbs and your tubers and your potatoes and your onions and things and your other stored vegetables, your squash, just to make sure none of them are rotted or moldy. So that way you can remove them. Like I said, these are all sprouted and yucky here, so I'm going to get rid of these. Don't want them with the rest of my potatoes or anything, getting them all nasty. And the squash here is doing pretty good still. I still have plenty of my spaghetti squash. I can't wait to grow more squash next year, all different kinds. Some nice squash here. There's a really nice squash here. So I have 3 spaghetti squash still. So I think I grew, 6 of them. So I think that would be plenty. So I think maybe just 2 plants will do me fine, because I don't need a lot of spaghetti squash. And if I'm going to be growing more squash, more edible kinds of squash next year, I probably won't need as many of these either. So these are just some of the things you can do. Say in the middle of January, middle of winter, or around 18 to 15 weeks or so before your frost ends. And it's officially summer. Excuse me. Why I eat some peanut shoots. Everyone has a great day. Thanks for watching.